Hey y'all, I'm Devon, and I love DIY. I used to be a professional dancer and aerialist in Vegas and on cruise lines, but I've recently been promoted to being a proud mama and a creative coach. I'm producing DIY projects live each and every week to bring you the best tutorials, guests, crafts to cash instruction, and creative content. So grab your iced coffee and let's get started. Hey guys, I'm Devon, your DIY girl, and I'm here with one of my best friends in the whole wide world, Miss Bree.
Hello!
She's our Baking with Bree segment lady. So go ahead and tell them what we're doing today.
Alright guys, so today we're super excited and we're gonna make some dog biscuit bones. So we're making some peanut butter and honey biscuits. They're pretty basic. A lot of these things you honestly should probably have in your kitchen and in your pantry already. So let's get a rockin', yeah? Woo! Alright, so to start we need to warm up some peanut butter and some honey. So I have a nice nifty little glass Pyrex thingy-mabob. So we're gonna get some peanut butter. We need 2 tablespoons, so not too much peanut butter. You can use chunky, you can use creamy, it really doesn't matter. If your dog has a preference, then you can pick their preference, but otherwise.
So I learned a fun tidbit from hubby. So for the organic peanut butter, since it gets all oily, if you store it upside down, it's supposed to like not be as like separated. I don't know if that's true or not. That's what he told me.
I didn't know that. Okay. So I'm not being extremely exact on like these 2 tablespoons, like mound it, whatever. Your dog's not gonna complain. And if they do, well, they're very picky.
Picky dogs.
Okay, cool.
We're not here for that.
Down, and then all we need to go into this also is a tablespoon of honey. So I'm gonna take this and I'm gonna take just a spatula. I should be able to remember that. And I'm gonna try and take out the peanut butter that's in my tablespoon.
Oh, that's smart. I would just look at
that too.
I can't open this.
If you got any kids around, you know, this is a really good thing to have to do with kids, because when you're baking like normal human things and you have a kid around and they're trying to help you and they like throw in an extra tablespoon of baking powder, you're like, yum. But you're making dog biscuits and they're not really gonna care. So if you have a kid around, this is a fun thing to do. Or Devon. All right, well, while she gets that going, I'm gonna start on everything else that goes into the bowl. So she's gonna put a tablespoon into our, she's gonna put a tablespoon in with our peanut butter when she's ready, and then just warm that up. And you just want it to be not like super hot, but just like runny. All right, guys.
So, I'm gonna take a moment. So, Bree got the honey undone. So, apparently, you're not supposed to put this in the microwave with a metal lid.
Who knew? Devon didn't know.
She's very into a fire marshal.
It's fine, Dan, if you're watching.
Don't watch. Yeah, you'll put this under hot water.
Yes, it'll loosen the honey lid, or simply don't store it in a mason jar. There's that too. Okay, so we have the 2 tablespoons of peanut butter in here, and we're gonna add 1 tablespoon of honey.
Ooh.
Again, I'm always kind of generous with things, even in human baking, because why not? So, all right, so I'm gonna have Devon put that in the microwave. Let's do about 30 seconds, or even let's do 15 at a time. You don't wanna like cook these ingredients in the microwave, you just want them to get like loose and nice and runny. So, while that goes, loosey-goosey. Okay, so we're gonna put everything else into our big bowl. So I just have normal white sifted flour, 1.5 cups. So I just have some fancy measuring cups here. Again, if you wanna get super accurate and like level and all that, you totally can.
What you're hoping for?
Yeah, no. Well, you mix it and then put it back. So yeah, do like 15, 20-second increments. Like I said, you don't wanna like boil it. And that's a good way to get it to nice and get good. So, 1.5 cups of flour. We are going to do 2 eggs. Will you grab 2 eggs when you are done?
Yeah.
While she's grabbing those eggs, I'm also gonna do 2 teaspoons of baking soda. 2 teaspoons baking soda. The puppies are lingering because I think they know.
They know.
It's for them. You're gonna do a half teaspoon of salt. So I just have a teaspoon here. You can grab a half if you want. Is this a half?
This should be, oh, that's half. Yeah, it's half.
Oh, then we need to add more of these. You want 2 teaspoons of this. So I just
That's a
added
full
1
one.
teaspoon, so we're gonna add 2 more. A little bit more. Do like 30 seconds now. All right, and then we're gonna do a half teaspoon of salt. Yes, we wanna get that more kind of like runny, so it can like act as a mixer. You want it to get like ish like honey consistency, so nice and thick.
Yeah, this is definitely not honey.
Okay, rolled oats. Half cup rolled oats.
Rolled oats. Rolled oats.
Rolled oats. Okay, half cup rolled oats. I'm gonna add some vanilla, so 1 teaspoon vanilla, whatever vanilla you have. Thank you, helper.
It's my favorite smell in the whole world.
Fun fact, don't try and drink this alone. When my parents were younger, my dad tricked my mom and was like, try it, it's really good. Yeah, don't try that.
Paula.
I'm gonna help you all out. All right, so I have that in the bowl. I'm gonna add my eggs. I just have 2 eggs. Crack those in.
I might have overdone this.
Don't put the shell in there.
It's bubbling.
I think it should be fine. All right, go ahead and put that in.
Wait, this goes in there?
Yeah.
Are you sure you want this in there?
Put it in. The dogs aren't gonna complain, like I said. Yeah, they're all looking at us like they know. It's for them.
Surrounding us like sharks.
Okay, the only other thing that I have to add is some vegetable shortening. So this is just good old Crisco. Gonna open that if you can.
Oh, do you need scissors or something?
No, it's like, okay. All right, and this is a half cup of vegetable shortening. I left this till the end simply because you wanna make sure you do all of like the dry ingredients in 1 cup and then put like wet ingredients in, because if I were to do like flour and then shortening in here, when I try to put oats in here, you get like a coated mess. Yeah, so try and wait until the end for that. I'm gonna take my spatula here. I'm gonna try and get off everything that I can. All right, so then I'm just gonna scoop this out and put it in here for a half cup. Make sure, you wanna definitely make sure that you get the half cup, so kind of press it in there to take away.
Packing it or just pressing it?
Kind of packing, you basically wanna take away air bubbles. So, because otherwise you'll get left with air bubbles in there and then you never really know how much you put in there. So yeah, there you go. And then pop that in. If you don't have one of these rubber spatulas at home, highly suggest, you can get them super cheap. Like there's cute ones at like TJ Maxx.
They're like everywhere now. Oh, TJ Maxx is a good one.
Yeah.
Burlington.
Burlington.
Huge Burlington fan.
Those are Burlington. I'm more of a TJ Maxx girl, but to each their own.
All of the stores. I do not.
Okay, so I have all the ingredients in here. I'm gonna set my spatula off to the side and we're gonna go ahead and get rocking with a electric mixer. Be careful in the beginning. Let me turn this off so you can hear me. Be careful in the beginning when you're mixing, especially with a hand mixer like this. When there's flour and stuff in there, if you jack it up too high in the beginning, you're gonna like spray yourself with flour. So
I've never done.
Be careful.
We actually have this awesome cookbook we got this out of. I'll put the link in the description for you guys. I think there's like 60 plus recipes of dog treats in it. And this is the one I picked because it looked really easy.
And if you're like crazy dog people like we are, because I own a sweatshirt that says lift heavy pet dogs, this is for you.
Oh, also if you have pictures of your dogs, put those in the comments. I'd love to meet them all. It's National Pet Day. That's why we're doing this. This and the bow ties. Or National Dog Day or National Pet Day, one of the two.
What we're gonna do, we wanna use a cute little dog biscuit bone. And these treats, like if you make it straight out of the recipe book, they become more of kind of like a scoop cookie onto a sheet. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna add a little bit more flour to make it not quite so sticky of a consistency, something more we can actually like use with a dog bone cookie cutter, yeah? So, simply gonna take a little bit more flour. And this is a step that you can do or you don't have to do. You can leave it just as is and drop them right onto your cookie sheet now. I'm simply gonna take a little bit of flour and sprinkle a little bit in there. Kind of same thing as the water. You don't wanna throw a ton in there to begin. You wanna do a little bit at a time, because then otherwise you're chasing back and forth between like water, flour, yeah? All right, and I'm actually gonna mix this without my hand mixer. I'm gonna just use my spatula so I can get a good consistency that I like. So taking that spatula, I'm just taking off as much batter from my beaters as I can so we don't waste the deliciousness, and just set that off to the side. So it's starting to kind of roll into a ball, and that's what we want because it's losing its like super stickiness. So now it's sticking to itself versus like sticking to the bowl. So we're almost there. We have the oven set at 350 degrees, so make sure you do that before you start mixing, simply so you can kind of just get that party rocking once the dough's done and you don't have to wait for it. Okay, so I can pick it up now and it's not sticking to my hands. So I know that this is now something that I can go ahead and actually do something with, yeah? So I'm gonna take that, put it into the bowl. We're just gonna clean off our space real quick so we have an area to roll and cut. All right, so went ahead and just put some flour onto my countertop and kind of make snow angels. It's fun. Okay, take that dough here and I'm gonna put it down, and I'm literally just gonna use my hands for this. You can get fancy with the rolling pin, but my hands work just fine. And all you're really going for is to make sure that the width or the height of the dough is semi-relative, simply so they bake at the same consistency. But remember, these are dog bones, so if they bake a little less consistent, this isn't something that you're eating, and like I've been saying, your dog doesn't care. Okay, so I have a cute little dog biscuit here. I'm gonna start at one end, press that in. You kind of want to like jiggle it, so to speak, to get that so it separates from all the other edges. And I'm gonna go ahead and go around and do a bunch of them, and then once they've all been cut out, then I can take them all out and put them onto my baking sheet. So I have bones on here. We also have another tray, so I'm just gonna slide that out and slide a new one in. I got one loner left here. And then what you can do with the rest of this dough is roll it out and do the same thing. So you don't wanna waste all this dough, right? This is a lot of dough, so we don't wanna waste it. I'm just gonna put it back in a ball and throw this down. If you don't have flour left, put a little bit down, but otherwise, keep it going. You're gonna throw those biscuits into the oven at 350, and you're gonna bake for about 8 to 10 minutes. I like to keep an eye on things as they're baking, regardless of kind of how long they say, because sometimes, depending on your oven, things can cook a lot quicker, or bake, I should say, than it says. So 8 to 10 minutes roughly.
Alexa.
All right, guys, so we just took out the first tray. These baked for about 11 minutes, so we went a little bit longer. And the reason we also went a little bit longer, you probably could have taken them out at 8 just fine, but because we want these to actually be like a bone for the dogs that kind of are crispy, you want to bake them a little bit longer. We don't want them to burn, but we want them to get a little bit toastier, so when they completely cool, they'll get a little bit crunchier. So as you can see, they're nice and golden brown, and to the touch, they're definitely not gooey, and they can move around in your pan easy. That's another good clue that they are baked. And on the bottom, we got a little bit toasty golden brown, which is gonna get to a really nice crispy cookie for the dogs. Yay! We did it!
Yay!
They're done. So we just took them out, 11 minutes in the oven, got them nice and toasty crispy. So when they officially cool, they should be like any biscuit bone that you can like buy from the store, like a milk biscuit for the pups. But we wanna, whoop. Let me try to switch my flour capabilities.
Are you guys ready?
Are you ready?
Good boy, that's a good sit. Yummy.
How is it, Bubba? Is it Buddy approved? Is it Cappy approved? Here you go.
Oh, yummy.
Cappy approved, huh?
Well, now here's the big
You want
test.
another one? Where's Milty?
Let's see how he does. Oh. Enjoy that.
Cappy tin.
It looks like it's Melty approved too.
Are you growling? You can eat it.
So thank you, Bree, for being here. We're so excited to have you again. This has been Baking with Bree segment on DIY Projects. Thank you so much for watching. Please head over to DIYprojects.com and check out all the recipes you could possibly find for dog stuff. It's really fun. They have a lot of cute DIY dog projects on there as well. And I hope you enjoy our recipe. Let us know how it goes when you make it at home. Tag us on DIYprojects.com and Instagram. And we will see you next week. And I'm gonna give you a little teaser of what we're gonna be doing then. We're gonna be making an awesome wooden mirror. So here it is.
Oh, cute.
See ya.
Bye, guys. Thanks for watching.